Hey, dickheads. Welcome to You're Dumb at Flash. Drawing Lines, Volume 1. Are you too dumb to draw lines in Flash? Well, this tutorial is for you. Now, on the schedule today, we are going to be going over two ways to draw lines in Flash. Whoops. Number one, using the brush. Number two, using the line tool. First up, delete this bullshit. First up, the brush. I sketched out a really poor caricature of Michael Cera from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Very well made movie, but I didn't like it. I don't really find weak, whiny, annoying hipsters with tiny little arms in fight scenes really that all appealing to me. But hey, this isn't about Michael Cera. This is about drawing lines in Flash, so let's get started. Well, first off, when I normally draw something in Flash, I will draw a blank keyframe next to the sketch. Here, let me move this down a little bit. I will turn on my onion skinning tool right here. Creates a faint image of the previous frame. That is how I prefer to work up my sketches to my final artwork. I normally go through 3 or 4 frames, so try not to go beyond that because that's a huge waste of fucking time. Alright, first up, the brush. Drawing with the brush is generally pretty fun and easy. You can just do whatever you want and quickly and easily, and that's all there is to it. But if you want to get into the details, first off, you'll see the properties bar here in CS3 is collapsed. When you drag it down, you'll notice a very wily little setting here called smoothing. Now, what is smoothing? That is the amount of points that you typically get in a typical brush line that you draw. Now, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm going to turn on outline mode here. I'm going to change the color to something a little more obvious. Try black. I'm going to draw a line with 50% smoothing. I better turn off onion skinning. Now I'm going to draw a line with I'll try 1% smoothing here. And we'll go up to, like, say, 99% here. Now, you probably noticed what the hell happened with the 99% line. Well, if I turn on the outline mode, or point mode, you'll notice, wow, there are so many points in, Jesus Christ, here we go. So many points in 1% mode. What the hell happened? Well, at this stage, Flash hardly removes any detail from your lines, any points. While that can be good in something like Photoshop, which is raster-based, Flash is vector-based, and the more points, every line between every point is like a mathematical curve, and every one of those takes up a little bit of processing power. Now, the hard lesson I've learned is when you try to animate with super detailed fucking art, Flash slows the fuck down to a chug. So, ideally, when you're doing your art or for animation purposes, you want to have as few points as possible. So, doing everything with no point reduction, no smoothing, bad idea. Drawing something with too much smoothing, as you'll see, removes all the fucking detail from your lines. And that is also a bad idea. Here at 50%, or the 50 setting, that's a pretty good compromise. I prefer to turn it down to 40. I like slightly more detail in my lines, which I can go and smooth out at a later date, which I'll show you in a moment. Here's 40. Sometimes with 50, if I'm doing a tight curve or drawing a line a little too fast, it Flash tends to remove a few points on some of my tight curves and makes them look like shit. So I think 40 is a good compromise. I'll go back to my sketch here, turn on onion skinning. I'll do the nose. Let's do a tutorial on Michael Cera's nose. How about that? Alright. Generally when drawing lines, and they'll say the same thing when you're drawing on paper in real life, that, you don't want to draw too slow. The lines will get like all squiggly and distorted and not straight, and you want to try to stick to fairly quick, accurate lines. I'm out here. I'm going to draw his eyes as well because his eyes piss me off. Oh boy, he is ready to fight hipsters, isn't he? He's like, "Don't you talk to my girlfriend like that. I'm going to beat you up." I think that's a line right out of the movie. And he talked just like that, by the way. Fuck it. I'm having too much fun with this. I'm going to draw his mouth. I'm gonna fight you. That's a terrible impression. Alright, draw his jawline. He is ready to fight. Draw his... I'll just draw his this other side of his face here real quick. I have no idea how much time I have left, but I'm gonna get this stupid thing done in the 15-minute video limit. Anyway, alright, well, if you want to smooth lines in Flash, there are two ways to do that. This is very important. Let's take a look at his ear here. It's a little fucked up. How do I smooth that out? Well, let's say I just want to select just his earlobe. I will take a line. I will cut the ear section off with just some straight lines. Select that. I will go over here. See this little squiggly line here? It says smooth. Click that a few times. That is actually removing the points in your artwork to smooth it out. Now sometimes Flash will get a little crazy and delete, remove some detail you don't want. So what you can do is go in, just drag the lines around to readjust things. And this is normally how I do it. If you want to get a little more precise, say take this inner part of the ear, you want to go up to, again this is Flash CS3. Modify, Shape, Optimize. This brings up your Optimize menu. I typically will keep it on the lowest setting it will go. If you want to use the multiple passes option, you can. I normally don't. Click OK. Now you'll see here, this is what you don't want. It actually didn't reduce it at all, so let's try that again. I'll actually, fuck it. I'm gonna redraw this earlobe with a lower smoothing setting so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll zoom out to get a thicker line. So you see it's all fucked up. Well, alright. Let's go up to Modify, Shape, Optimize. I'm going to turn the smoothing down to a pretty low setting. Click OK. Now check this out. Original shape had 240 curves. Optimized shape down to 54 curves. Click OK. It is still a little fucked up, but that's a pretty good reduction. Plus, it allows you to go bend the lines in a fairly intuitive manner. When you have too many points, you'll end up like dragging a small section in and out. It doesn't really affect the whole drawing that well as a whole. So I tell you, I'm going to go back to the smoothing button here. The optimize menu is also good because if you draw a very detailed piece of art in Flash that has something like 7,000 points, it can reduce it down to like 5,000 and you'll hardly even notice any detail reduction in your art, so that can definitely come in handy. Alright, just smooth this out a little bit. This is just normally how I do things. Whoops. The ear is kind of ugly here. I'm going to thicken it out a little bit. I'm not willing to sit here and mess with it for hours to get every little, super little thing perfect. But if that's how you want to do it, this is the way to go here. Drawing with the line tool. Let's try drawing his other ear. I'm going to cut off this little section here. Select the line. I'm going to go with black. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, this is how I'm going to do it. Draw a line like this. And you can then smooth it out with the brush tool. Well, that is not the best way to do it, in my opinion. If you're going for precision, you might as well go do it the precise way. Now, if you're going to do loose and fast, then use the brush. So, basically, I will draw the ear out with straight lines. You're probably thinking, what the hell is this? Or delete some of this extra stuff. I make sure the lines overlap just to make sure they are connected. Sometimes I will keep a line in the middle of two sections to make sure that it doesn't stretch the entire thing out. It just sticks to the section I am willing to bend here and doesn't cross over into this area here. That's a good way to keep your editing self-contained. Let's say this ear section up here has a point. I want to get rid of that. I will draw a cross section through it, delete this, bend it out so you have a nice smooth curve now. Easy peasy, nice and easy. Now, look at that. What the hell do you do with that? Well, select the whole, double click the whole thing, select a size that matches the rest of the artwork approximately. I'll go with thickness 2. Go up to modify, shape, convert lines to fills. Now, these are no longer thick lines. These are now outlines, so you can bend both sides out. It is now a fill. So, to make it not super obvious, it is a really lame filled line, you can go in, bend. I bend the stupid round edges down to points. See, like right here, if you see how I'm dragging, a second ago I tried dragging this one line and then it was bending it weirdly at the top here. Well, you don't always want that, so to avoid that, cut it off. I will make it a hairline so you see what's going on. It strictly keeps the editing to this section that I want. Delete that. I will round out these points. Again, it's, this isn't a science. Things can go wrong, but try to cut down the lines to small sections, small editable sections. Get that down to a point. So in the end, if you do it this way, you get very clean, overall very clean artwork. You can mess with it a little, make the change the line thickness a little bit. In the end, though, you'll get a much cleaner artwork this way than with the brush tool. Overall, if you spend enough time with both, they come out pretty similar, but with the line tool you can get very precise artwork this way. This is, if if you ever watch Stamper's cartoons, this is his preferred method, and that's why his art comes out so deliciously clean all the time. Now, I might as well just finish this real quick. I'm going to finish his stupid hair. I swear, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Michael Cera's poofy old lady granny hair. I swear to God. You know what? I didn't even change the smooth. Oh yeah, the smoothing is on 50. All right. I mean, he just looks ridiculous. All right. Well, there you go. I'm tempted to color it, but I'll save coloring for You're Bad at Flash Volume 2, or whatever the hell I called it. I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't even remember what I called this. So, click the smoothing tool. Whoops. I'll click it once just to smooth it out a little. And there you go. Michael Cera, really mad, ready to fight some hipsters. I hope this helped out a little. Anyway, if you need some help, drop me a PM on Newgrounds, and I'll try to help you out if I have some time. Alright, well, maybe I'll do Volume 2 sooner than later on coloring in Flash, and that will help you suck even less when you're doing your Flash cartoons and games. Alright? Well, catch you later.